Hey there, fellow tubers. So I have been playing Neverwinter. I'm always on the lookout for a new RPG because I generally get bored with the MMOs pretty quickly, but so far I'm enjoying Neverwinter and just wanted to kind of, I guess in short, minorly document my low-level playthrough through the game. I have a couple other videos on it, and this one is my first delve into what's called a skirmish. It's more or less dungeoning. There's two types of dungeon instances. There's skirmishes, which are 15 or so minute long dungeons that are pretty quick, easy, and fun and fast, which is always nice. You don't have to commit an hour to a dungeon or anything like that. And then you've got the more traditional style, multi-boss, multi-tiered dungeons, which of course takes a little longer. Benefits of the skirmishes: they're fast and easy. They literally do take about 15 minutes. I cut out a couple minutes of just the standing around or looking at chests footage of this capture, but I think the full video ran like a length of 14 minutes, and right now it's like 12-ish. So this is pretty accurate to how long it actually takes to get through it. Whereas the dungeons, they definitely take about an hour. They say 45 minutes, but with stopping to figure out loot stuff or where to go or telling somebody something, it's realistically more about an hour of gameplay. So if you're looking for something quick and easy, try a skirmish. Where to begin next? So you can queue up for it. Queues seem to pop for the skirmishes much faster than the dungeons. The loot, however, is not as good. The end boss in a skirmish, I think, drops like 1 blue, or the chest drops 1 blue item, whereas in a dungeon, you've got multiple bosses that do that. So for more time, you have a higher chance at loot, but the dungeon is something that's fast and easy to do, and then get off. So you don't have to spend the whole evening working on it. But there's not too much more to say about it. Hope you can see a little bit of the flavor of the instancing in Neverwinter in this video. Just swapping stances. For me, I'm playing the Hunter Ranger right now. Getting in close in combat, jumping back out of combat, and just what I feel like is a slightly more action-oriented or action combat experience than some other MMOs I've played. Granted, it's not as action combat-y as something like maybe Terra, or what's another good one? Maybe I haven't played Guild Wars 2, but I've heard that has a really nice combat system. But anyways, take a look. Hope you enjoy the couple minutes of gameplay. If you're debating about whether or not to download the game, I have a little video about the PvP footage. My first experience with Neverwinter PvP, which I enjoyed, and here's another little video on the skirmishes, and I'll also release one on the low-level dungeons. And hopefully, if you're on the fence about it, this will either make up your mind to download it or make up your mind to not download it and save you however many gigs the download is. Alright guys, enjoy the footage.
Sworn to serve with dying breath. Now serve me once again in death.
Alrighty guys, well this about wraps it up for the dungeon. We're in the boss fight here. He's getting down pretty low, and you know, hopefully give you a nice little flavor of what to expect. Pretty traditional. Seems faster paced, but I have to admit, as I said, I've not played an MMO for a while. I just kind of decided to give Neverwinter a shot because I really like the older Neverwinter kind of pseudo Dungeons and Dragons game they had. But yeah, enjoy. Loot's coming up here in a second. You'll see a chest and a boss drop, and that's about it. If you enjoyed the video or you thought it gave you a good perspective on what to expect for kind of like the early phases of the game, please like, comment, or subscribe to my channel. I appreciate any and all of that. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.